Sumo reporters are far from dimwits. They know what goes on, they have their strong views, they discuss with each other no end. They are merely restrained by the tentacles of sumo chiefs issuing their press passes, and tentacles of their own bosses who depend on existing sumo structures for their plentiful cycle of sumo reports. But these reporters are smart in collectively working out how much they're able to say when they doubt a sumo decision. And they have laid into sumo chiefs as much as they can on the issue of Miyagino. If they were really thinking about Miyagino wrestlers' futures, Ren Hirayama of Nikkan Sports began, wouldn't it have been good to at least discuss the possibility of keeping that stable going? I understand that as Coach Miyagino broke the unique code of conduct agreement he signed, the penalty must be heavy. But was it really necessary to go so far as to take his stable away? When speaking to sumo chiefs and Isegahama leaders over the past month, I kept coming away with the impression that a stable closure was inevitable. Miyagino's fellow younger coaches seem most perturbed by this. Couldn't they just leave it at a two-rung demotion and allow Miyagino to start afresh after a period of reflection? One asked. I really feel for his wrestlers, said another. Tomorrow, we might be next, said a third. And of course, we have the online petition opposing the decision to close Miyagino. We most certainly cannot say at this moment in time if that decision was correct. Now, just a Chris Sumo note here. The petition to reverse Asanoyama's year-long suspension in 2021, signed by Toyama locals alone as opposed to fans across the country, garnered more signatures than this Miyagino one. And that was coldly ignored by sumo chiefs. Now, Manabu Suzuki of Sankei Sports wrote this. You really feel those Miyagino men have been given the runaround. Worse still, they will now be crammed into Isegahama. Their living space will be tightened, their dohyo time will be reduced, and factions may well be formed. You pray there won't be discord all round. And what about the tournament bouts we now won't be able to see? If Hakuho cannot fight Teruno Fuji or Takeru Fuji, tournaments get more boring. All the benefits of this seem to accrue at Isegahama's door. And very practical benefits too, I personally would add. Given the stable's Yokozuna needs at least 6 attendants, that leaves only 7 more lower-tier men to wait upon 5 salaried wrestlers. The only way those numbers work is if attendants double up on chores, thus leaving them pretty exhausted. The influx of low-ranked Miyagino men will solve this problem at a stroke. It also means that Miyagino men with relatively comfortable lives until now will have extra jobs thrust upon them. Hence, several have already opted to walk. Serving a Yokozuna, or even treading on eggshells around him, would understandably frighten them. This Yokozuna initially joined from the ill-fated Miyagino Stable back in 2013. The transfer of ex-Ishiura this time means Isegahama has twice absorbed a Miyagino in some form. And in sorry circumstances. A penny for the thoughts of highly superstitious ex-Hakuho then, who never speaks of negative destiny. And far more than a penny for the journalists who finally cut themselves loose from the web and highlight the wider point here. That all we enjoy on the tournament ring is done on the back of barbaric treatment of sumo juniors. Not just a mere face slap here and there, but humiliation, degradation, and willful assaults on their human rights in the name of enforcing respect for rank. And on this, reporters are silent again.